Hey everybody, this is Renee Signs. Back on the U-2 plug. And what I'm going to do right now is actually, here's the bottom of the fuse. This is the tail section. I'm going to work on drawing or scribing the tail wheel doors. So I've got them marked out in pencil. I don't know if you can see these or not. Maybe zoom in a little bit more. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to zoom in, and you might be able to see some of the pencil lines. I've done some scribing already, and you can probably see some rivets that I've laid down here. But I've stopped because I wanted to make sure I wanted to get this done before I went any further. So what I did was I made just to make it simpler, and I've drawn out in pencil where I want some of these panel lines to go. But to make it easy, I've cut up some plastic signs and used it. And actually, I labeled this one tail wheel door. So I made a template for the tail wheel doors, and just marked it out using this, and I flipped it over for the other side. Did the same thing for the main gear doors, and I'll do those later, but wanted to do these first. And what I'm going to use sometimes I'll use a metal ruler, but in this case, because of the curvature, I wanted to make sure I didn't have anything sliding. And I got this tip from some of the plastic scale modelers that use this Dymo tape, or Dymo tape, I guess is what it's called. And it's just label maker tape that you use for making labels. I bought a couple of rolls of this stuff. The package I got comes in a pack of 3. It comes in this little package here, but it works great. It's just, it's a plastic. It's not too thick, but it's plastic. It's got an adhesive back, so it makes for a good straight edge surface. So I just peeled the back of this. And the other nice thing about this too is that you can remove it and use it somewhere else. But I'll just lay it right where I want it. I'm actually doing the middle line. And I'll cut some smaller pieces. You can do an entire door, just kind of lay everything out the way you want it, and then just use the edge as a guide on your scribing tool. And you come up with a nice clean line. Let's see, I'll cut 2 smaller pieces. For the corners. I'm just trimming it with regular scissors. This is the back edge of the door. Do the front. Sometimes it's a little hard to find there we go. Sometimes peeling the back is it's a little tough, but not too bad. And there's my pencil line. And you can just lift it. If you don't get it in the right spot, you can always just lift it and move it. That's what I do. But there's the outline of that door. And actually, I could go ahead and just put 2 more pieces down, which I'm going to do, and just do it all in one, all at once. Just cut the different pieces. I can lift these pieces up and do the other side with the same pieces, so you know, you don't have to worry about going through so much. Now, I bought a couple of rolls just because it does eventually lose its tagginess. There's the edge there. And then the last piece, just measure it out, real precise. Down there. That's close enough. I doubt if the real doors were this precise, but there you go. Now you can see I've outlined the door. Let me zoom in a little bit better. There we go. And now for the fun part. I'm going to get my little headlight here. I like using this. Even though I got tons of light in this room, makes it a little bit easier. Like light up the surface. And now I just get my scriber. I've got 2 that I use, but for this, I'm going to use this guy here. That's just a scribing tool. It's carbide tip. Got this at, I think I got this at Home Depot for about $5 or $6. By a company called Empire, I believe. It works real well. So now all I got to do is just kind of run this tip along the inside edge, and that'll give me nice straight lines for my gear door. So here we go. We'll start on the corner. I'll usually do a couple. I won't do one big pass. I'll do several light passes, just to make sure I'm being careful. You know, you want to take it slow still. And you can kind of see when it's picking up material. You don't have, not really pressing hard into this. I'm really just letting the weight of the tool, for the most part, do all the work. And the line right now I made is just pretty shallow. Just a light scribe. I'll do that all the way around. This will give me a nice little scribe line for when I want to go over it again. There's one. And while I was doing that, I noticed that This piece of tape's not really where I wanted. I've got this tape and this tape intersecting. It's supposed to intersect where this panel line is. So I'm glad I just saw that. So I'm gonna put the scriber down. Lift this guy up a little bit. Luckily I hadn't started that line. And then put that where it needs to be, right there. Sort of. Come on. There it goes. And these do twist a little bit if you want to need a little bit of a twist, but here's a now. Here we go. That's where I want it. That's going to be great. All right, back to our show here. Lay this guy down. Make sure this is down. Perfect. Yeah, I like using this Dymo tape on the surfaces where it's a little bit rounded and it's hard to lay a ruler down and get it to sit still, and especially with stuff that's got a lot of corners and stuff like this. This lets me mark out my area how I want it. Now I got both hands free to do what I need to do. Going a little deeper now, following the line I made. Letting the tip just continue into that that line that I dug in earlier. Still not pressing very much. I'm taking out a little material each pass. Also want to make sure that these corners look good. I think I'm getting close. Just take your time, because you definitely don't want to slip up and then just gouge into your nice finish. This is what I like about this scriber. There's two versions they make. You know, one of them's got a more smooth handle. This one's got all these little nice textured surface, and this is perfect. I know it's not gonna slip out of my hand easy. Just a couple more passes here, and I think we're going to call this done on this side. All right. Put the scriber down, and the fun part, and I'll save these. I want to use them for this other side. Stick them on the side there for now. What's this? Stuff does stick pretty well. Alright, there you got it. Rag. Old t-shirt. Definitely not an old, this is not old underwear, this is old t-shirts. There you go. One gear door. Go ahead and do the other one here next, but just wanted to show you how I scribe these in. Not too bad. These are nice, and I'm going to put my nail in there real easy, and it's nice and crisp, nice and clean. Wasn't too bad.